Our featured speaker is a best-selling author who has written numerous books and articles. He's a speaker, life coach, and host of Dave the Caregiver's Caregiver radio program. He frequently appears on television and radio shows all across the country and has even shared the stage with Suzanne Summers at Harvard. But his most important role is caregiver to his beautiful wife, Charlene, for over 22 years. Please welcome Mr. Dave Nassaney.
Thank you so much. Such an honor. Everybody likes a good love story, right? Well, I've got one for you. My beautiful wife, Charlene, and I had a fairy tale storybook romance, courtship, and marriage for the first 22 years of our lives together. It was great. We were getting ready to enter the empty nest phase of life. Anybody there? We raised all 3 daughters, got them out of the house, got them married, even had a couple of grandkids. Life was good. And then my wife starts complaining about a headache she had for 3 days, the headache of her life. We didn't think much about it at first. I mean, it was only a headache. Doctor would tell you, take 2 aspirin, call me in the morning. But by the 4th morning, it ceased being only a headache. By the time the ambulance arrived, it was too late. My beautiful wife, sitting right over there, she suffered a massive stroke, left her severely speech impaired and paralyzed on her right side. And in that moment, our world turned upside down. Nothing would ever be the same again. In fact, for the next 2 years, our lives had become a living hell. Charlene became angry and bitter because she was grieving her loss. But then I became angry and bitter for the same reason. I was so guilty most of the time because I was resenting my wife. Finally, I just heard myself scream, "I can't take this anymore!" So I sat down and wrote her a letter. I said, "Charlene, why are you so mean to me? I'm trying to take care of you as your husband, taking care of you 24/7, and not feeling any love or appreciation in return. I just don't think I can be with you anymore. I mean, I'll take care of you financially, but I just can't be with you." You know, I took that letter and I read it over and over again. I just couldn't give it to her. Now, don't get me wrong. I wanted to love my wife. I wanted to care for her. I wanted to be that loving man that she married 22 years earlier. But she was making it so impossible for me. I didn't even know how to care for her needs anymore. Frankly, I didn't know if I even wanted to. I wondered if there was any hope for us. A few days later, I find a business card in my pocket. I don't know where it came from, who gave it to me. It was inviting me to a caregiver support group. I didn't even know what a caregiver was, but I figured if somebody gave me this, I should probably go. So I went, and everything changed for me. I met there people who were just like me, burned out caregivers. I learned if I didn't take care of my needs, I couldn't take care of my wife's. I started taking care of my needs so I can take care of hers. And basically, when I realized that I was able to change, to my amazement, my wife started to change. Slowly at first, but after she started becoming her old self again, things started looking up. I mean, she still can't talk, but she can communicate non-verbally through Pictionary and charades. 2 games I hate, by the way, but I'm learning to love. And she still can't walk, but she has this power chair that's faster than me, and we travel the world. And anyone who meets her for the first time is amazed at how she's like a one-arm wallpaper hanger, like a cross between Martha Stewart and Wonder Woman. I mean, she makes us normal people look like whiners and complainers. She's my hero. Well, when I finally realized everything I learned from Charlene and my caregiver support group, I realized there are so many other caregivers out there who are hurting and feeling lost and alone. And I didn't want them to hurt anymore. I didn't want them to give up like I almost gave up. So that's why I became Dave the Caregiver's Caregiver. I now host a popular iTunes podcast called the Caregiver's Caregiver Radio Show. And I'm a best-selling author. And I started a website full of resources. I mean, I write blogs, I write articles, I interview individuals who not only survive caregiving, but have thrived. I produce uplifting videos, weekly conference calls, and I even have a coaching program, and I absolutely love it. My 3rd book It's my life too. It's a bestseller. Reclaim Your Caregiving Sanity. It's perfect for caregivers who know they should be putting their needs first, but they just don't know how. And this book isn't just for caregivers. I mean, if you're not a caregiver, just wait. You're either going to become one or you're going to need one. There's no escaping it. Caregiving is going to change your life. Now is the time to learn how to be a caregiver, not when tragedy strikes and your loved one's disabled. You don't have time to scratch your head, let alone read a book on how to be a caregiver. Join our team. If you know someone, tell them to join our team. We want to be your support. We want to love on you. We don't want you to die. We want you to stay out of the morgue. You know that 30% of caregivers die before their loved ones do? And 60% become hospitalized. And they need a caregiver themselves. Listen, every caregiver's story is a love story, just like mine. Let me help you turn your story into one of hope, love, and triumph. Thank you very much.